Hey guys, welcome to the CO visit. Colin here, and well, might be seeing a little bit different format here. I'm kind of standing out here outside. I wanted to do something different instead of just being sitting down. So, and to try to make everybody happy out there, as you can see, I'm making the video horizontally. I've got my phone set up in one of my trees outside. Okay, and I really do hate making videos this way. I really do, because when you're technologically limited as I am, as far as what I can record these videos with, I don't have a somewhat expensive camera setup and all of that to do editing. I've got my phone, and unfortunately, on these phones, on any phone, like a iPhone or a Samsung, like I have, the camera is at the top of the phone. Okay, uh, vertically. So I guess when they made these phones, those people weren't particularly concerned about the orientation in which you made videos, but that's why they have the flip screen and all of that. But in this case, the problem is when I'm making videos, I have to look off to this corner, okay, and I'm looking at a little tiny camera, and I can't really see myself interacting, which helps me to make the videos. And you know why everybody complains about this? It's because we're brainwashed. In a sense, we're indoctrinated because we watch TVs in this horizontal screen our whole lives. And so everyone determined that that's the way videos are supposed to be made. So whatever. Anyway, got my trusty coffee here as usual. And what I want to talk about in this particular video today, and I wasn't really planning on making a video on this Tuesday, but I took a little stroll by jw.org, and inevitably when you do that, you're going to find something that inspires you to make a video. And what I saw made me kind of angry, and anger is a great motivator for making videos. And it's about their coverage. It's the report on the appeal that they won in Norway. And I read that article. I had some curiosity, and it's interesting how they word things. I want to read a little bit here and analyze this. And anything that you read from the governing body, any type of article that you read from Watchtower, is always going to be carefully worded and crafted to fit their narrative, and they want you to think as they do. So I'm going to highlight some of those things in this video today. So it says in 2022, the county governor of Oslo and Viken revoked our registration. This is Watchtower talking, not me, thereby blocking us from receiving state subsidies that more than 700 registered religious communities in Norway benefit from. The state based its decision on the assertion that we should change our quote-unquote scriptural practice of removing unrepentant wrongdoers from the congregation. So let's stop there just for a minute. My Jehovah's Witness friends and governing body, governing kings up there in New York, okay, it's not scriptural. Okay, the practice is not scriptural. Okay, that can be argued 7 ways from Sunday and disproven. Just because you take one scripture where there was a very specific case that was brought to the attention of Paul, and he gave his opinion on it. He said that, this very serious case where a man had taken his father's wife as his own woman, right? Using proper biblical terms. And we all know what that means. Okay. And Paul gave his opinion on it. You should remove the person from the congregation. Did that happen? Doesn't say. Did they follow through with it? Don't know. Okay. Does that mean because of that one specific thing, like, oh, by the way, Paul, this is going on, and Paul basically made a judgment on it, this is what you should do? Does that make it a practice in all the congregations? Not at all. You want to talk about practices? Go to the Mosaic Law. Those were practices. That was practiced in the entire nation, okay? Religiously, they were laws given by God. This was not. This was an opinion given by a man. Okay, end of story. That doesn't make it a scriptural practice. You're taking a lot of liberties there with that term and with that particular scripture that you use to back that up. So going on, it goes on to say, this part's really important. I highlighted this part because this is the one that can give us hope. Those of you out there that feel let down, if you feel disappointed, if you feel discouraged, it says that the state may still appeal to the country's Supreme Court. The state may still appeal to the country's Supreme Court, which they probably will. Okay? So, in other words, Watchtower. Okay? You're being a little bit precocious here with your victory lap. Okay? Don't sing victory yet. Don't do your victory lap around the field quite yet. Okay? Because it's not over. It's not over. This is going to go to the Supreme Court. So it goes on to say, the appellate court determined, here's another word that they use, the appellate court determined that limiting contact with an unrepentant wrongdoer is not a violation of his rights. And in situations where an unrepentant minor, situations like Cosette, okay, except, well, I'm going to get to this in a second, so just hold on. An unrepentant minor is removed from the congregation. The court ruled that it does not constitute psychological violence. Okay? So, first of all, my Jehovah's Witness friends out there, and also the governing body, I want to ask you all a question, and also ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. This is not a rhetorical question. Please answer. Okay? Is it limited contact that you receive when you're removed from the congregation? Those of you out there that are watching, those of you that are disfellowshipped, some of you who are disassociated, others that just went inactive and maybe have years away from the congregation. Do you have limited contact? Is that the correct verbiage? Or do you have no contact? I'll let you answer that question. Carefully placed wording there. And then it says that if they remove an unrepentant minor, it does not constitute psychological violence. So this, my friends, is what allows, if you wonder why Jehovah's Witnesses act the way that they do, why they feel emboldened, why they feel empowered to treat people the way they do, and they feel that they're right, well, it's because these decisions back that up. That's why they do it. They feel that Jehovah is on their side and used these three magistrates to overturn this satanic persecution that they were under in Norway, discrimination. So when something happens to them, they cry about it. Our rights are getting violated because all these other churches receive this benefit, and yet we do not. Yet they can violate other people's rights. Here's the thing, though. So with what happened with my daughter Cosette, and with many other people, not just her, many other people, my friend Elle, many others that are out there, they always make it a point to say unrepentant practicers of wrongdoing. Okay? Someone who did something, quote unquote, wrong according to their moral judgment. All right? However, are those the only people that are removed from the congregation? What about people who remove themselves? What about when you want to change your religion? You decide you're not in agreement with this anymore. You don't want to be one of Jehovah's Witnesses. What about people who were removed because they reported somebody for child sexual abuse and they got disfellowshipped when they did absolutely nothing wrong? My point is, people that did not do anything wrong, but they simply walked away from the congregation. Why is contact limited with them? Not just limited, completely cut off. Did someone, I didn't see the court how they brought this out. I know there are lots of people that testified. Maybe that was a failure on the part of the prosecution. Prosecution, take note, okay? You need to highlight also people that did not do anything wrong. They simply wanted to change their religion. Or what about this, for example? What about someone who is part of the LGBT community? So you're gay, you're lesbian, you're bi, you're trans. You will be removed from the congregation. Is that wrongdoing? According to the court, Norway magistrates, is it a crime in your country? Norway, is it a crime in your country to be gay? And in most of the Western world? What about the International Treaty of Human Rights? Are you practicing wrongdoing if you're gay? Are you practicing wrongdoing? Should you be removed from a congregation and have your contact limited, as they say, simply because of the fact that you're gay? And you won't change what you are and how you are? You see, that's what they're saying. But that they won't bring that up, though. They want to talk about unrepentant wrongdoers. So when 16-year-old Cosette in Honduras decided that she no longer wanted to be a part of the Jehovah's Witnesses because she was baptized when she was 9, and she decided, you know what? I'm at a totally different stage in my life now. This doesn't really go with me. I just don't want to do this anymore. Does a 9-year-old have the capacity to make the decision that she did? And did she really make the decision? And now that she changed, her contact is being limited with her family. They won't talk to her. They won't say hi to her. So somebody explain to me how that is not psychological violence. How is that not a violation of your human rights? Because in the Treaty of Human Rights, there's an article that I read you guys before that says everyone has the right to change their faith and their religious beliefs without prejudice. So my question is, what do the magistrates get out of all of this? What did you get out of all of this? Okay, is there some personal benefit from this? Is there some bias, judges? Was there money passing hands? Because it seems like there's a big contradiction going on here. Or is it that nobody really cares about human rights? Fuck human rights. Because there's human rights. I mean, there's delegations all over the world. There's one here in the city that I live in. And you know what? They get a lot of criticism because it seems like they don't ever do anything. They really don't do anything. It seems like a lot of times the delegations of human rights seem to protect criminals. And isn't that kind of what's going on? Okay. So I'll let you guys analyze those things. Okay. I'll let you guys determine if you think that that is the truth. But all I say is that Watchtower, Jehovah's Witnesses, this is the third time I've tried to make this video because I can't get some fucking peace and quiet here. This is Honduras. So don't do a victory lap yet because this will be appealed to the Supreme Court. And I hope that the magistrates of the Supreme Court will have a little bit more common sense and objectivity than the appellate court had. I guess time will tell. Thanks for watching this video, guys. And I'll see you in the next CO visit. Be blessed, everyone.